Hello guys, and welcome to an educational video. Today we're going to be discussing trading psychology and what does this actually mean. Now, you'll see in the title I put business or BS, okay, because I'm going to tie something else into the video regarding treating trading as a business, and is trading psychology BS or not, And you can see that I've written out 4 simple basic questions. What is trading psychology? Is it really important? Can you trade without understanding it? And what's the point in all this? So let's address the first question. What is trading psychology? Trading psychology can be described in many different ways. There's countless books on trading psychology, ranging from Van K. Tharp to Mark Douglas to a whole host of other people. In the end, I like to think of trading psychology as an individual, personal thing. Okay, many of these books and many of these trainers and mentors and gurus and so on will discuss trading psychology from a point of one fits all. Here's a psychology, and these are the biases, that affect traders, throughout their trading career. And this is what you do to eliminate them, or to at least keep them at bay, or to control them. I don't think of trading psychology like that. I never have. I like to think of trading psychology as an individual thing. Personally, I've been trading for many years, and during that time, I've predominantly been a scalper. I like to take quick profits. I'm not interested in holding on to trades. I simply can't. And all the books that I've read, there's a general overview of trading psychology that, yes, does apply. To be determined, to be persistent, to be mentally tough, to go through the challenges and to keep coming back and so on. This is something that we can all learn from. These are all character traits that you can build on, But when it actually comes to trading itself, when you're in a trade, if I was to hold a trade for longer than, say, a 30 pip move, and we're discussing the Forex market in this case, for a 30 pip move, anything after 20-30 pips, I start getting antsy. I want to get out of the trade. I don't really want to be in the trade. Something just snaps inside me and I have to get out, and after 20 plus years, it's not something that I've found a way around, because it simply isn't me. So when we look at what trading psychology actually is, you have to look at you as a person and have an introspective view. What am I like? Am I a patient person? Am I not a patient person? Do I make decisions quickly? Do I get angry quickly? Do I change my mind quickly? All of these character traits are going to show up in your trading. They just are. Trading, is nothing more than just a mirror, which I'm sure many people have said before. It's not, anything new. A market is, when you trade, trading is just a reflection of yourself. You can take 2 or 3 traders, put them in the same trade, and they will all manage the trade differently, and that's because we all have different tolerances. Some people like to hold on. Some people think of the big picture. Other people are just sort of very myopic. What's going on in the next 10-15 minutes, hour. So trading psychology, my definition of it, an individual psychology that we all need to understand by first looking at us, looking at ourselves and understanding the way that we are, as individuals, and a good way to start this is to basically write down. It doesn't take long, just take a piece of paper or just type it up on your iPhone or Samsung or whatever, or smartphone. Just a list of what sort of a person are you. Like I said, are you angry, or do you I'll say that wrong. Do you get angry quickly? Do you make decisions quickly? Do you make a decision and stick to it? Do you change your mind often? And these are things, like I said, that are going to show up in your trading. Okay. Now, is it really important? Some will say yes, some will say no. I am of the mind that I believe trading psychology is an absolute must. to understand yourself. You have to understand yourself, because as soon as you open a trade, everything changes. You put bread on the line, everything changes. If you've got some skin in the game, everything changes. So it is extremely important, but not important for your trading career. Now, let me explain what I mean. What I'm trying to get at is this. I'm not saying that trading psychology isn't important and that you can trade without it. But what I am saying is that it's not really about the actual trades themselves. If you are a very well balanced person, you're naturally going to be a balanced trader. If you're a very erratic person, you're naturally going to be an erratic trader. So to give you an example, you could take two trading plans, exactly the same, and give the same trading plan to two different people, and they go out and they trade that plan, and one of them's controlled and one of them's erratic. The erratic person is going to lose money, whereas the controlled person will minimize losses. It doesn't mean that they're both, it doesn't mean that the controlled person will make money, sorry, but the difference in results is going to be huge. The erratic person is just going to do far worse, simply because he's an erratic person. And this is obviously under the assumption that we can make both traders do exactly the same thing, but then let their psychology take over and see how that infects the trading. So yes, it is really important, but it's important to understand from an individual basis. Okay, so we have to work on ourselves, and a good way to do this is, once you enter a trade, to pay attention. Pay attention to how you feel. Monitor your emotions. Monitor, the slight nuances. If you feel the urge to add to a position, to move your stop, to take a quick profit, to leave it on, to take some off and leave a portion of the trade on. Do you move your stop to break even very quickly, and so on and so forth. And all of these things kind of meld into a picture of you as a person and as a trader. And once you have these little nuances, you can start to see which ones affect your trading based on the end result. So you open a trade, you monitor your emotions, you write them down, and then once the trade's closed, you can cross-reference. And it's not hard to do. You can actually cross-reference your list of emotions and the way you acted and what you was thinking and your impulses to the end result of the trade. So a good example for me is, I will open a trade. I have a very clear understanding of, yep, this is where price is reaching for. So I'm gonna get into the trade and I'm gonna take my 20, 30 pips, knowing it's 70 to 80, possibly 90% in some cases, that it's going to continue going. But once I'm out of the trade and I've monitored everything and I see what's going on, I can look at the trade and say, yep, it did eventually get to where I was thinking it was going to go. But with the ups and downs and lefts and rights and the sharp movements and everything that happens in the marketplace, I know that I simply just cannot handle that. So other people might look at that trade and say, yep, it moved another 60 pips. How could I have capitalized on that? And then you start to experiment. You leave a portion on, see how you go. Did you get an extra 10 pips? Do you look at all your trading results and you can say there's an extra sort of 15 pips or so? Generally 70% of the time there's an extra 15 pips in the trade, and then you can start to narrow down your psychology in a way where you can maximize a trade that, number one, you were already in, and number two, you've just maximized a little bit more profit. You've taken the maximum amount of profit out of that trade for you personally, and your own particular psychological makeup. The third question is, can you trade without understanding it? I don't believe you can. Now, the reason I put this question in there is because I want to separate the distinction between psychology and trading psychology. Trading psychology, like I said, is a very introspective thing. It's something that's internal. It's something that you come into the marketplace, and trading psychology will, the way that you are personally is what's going to come out in the marketplace, and it just gets amplified. So you cannot trade without understanding yourself and understanding trading psychology from a personal point of view. Now, a good thing that you can start doing is, in your journal, And not a lot of people, I say not a lot of people, but some traders journal, some traders don't. Okay, a lot of people leave things to memory. I used to, but I started to write things down and I started to pay attention. And it's important, like I says, to make sure that you are well aware of the way that you act in trades. How many trades do you take? And once you get this feedback of the way that you are as a trader, you can start to understand yourself better. You can start to understand the markets better, and you can start to see where your thresholds are. And you kind of go to the threshold and you stop, because you don't really need to go past that point, because ultimately the end of the game is to make money. We're not in this business to, be better than anybody else. We're not in this business to make more money than anybody else. We're not in this business to, show, the guy next door that we're better than them. We're in this business to make money, okay? And many traders have heard this before. Trading is not a joke. It's not some, incredibly easy thing that you can just come in and start making money straight away, or that you're just going to get it straight away. Some people will get it quicker than others, fine. But it's a long, lonely process, and sometimes it's not worth it. You'll hear people say, "Oh, it's definitely worth it in the end." I know traders that would not say that, So, you can't trade without understanding yourself, and you can't trade, without understanding the way you are as a person, your biases, the way that your temperament. You need to understand all of this before you go jumping into the marketplace, because, like I said, as soon as you put money in the market, everything changes. And what's the point of all of this? Well, the idea here is to just simplify things. Okay, it's not about reading countless books, and writing a myriad of different, journals, and going crazy and, overdoing it. You don't need to do any of that stuff. All you need to do is just, like I said, have a little notepad on the side or on your desk. And when you start trading, or when you open a trade, pay attention. That's it. And the point of all of this is just simply that. Start paying attention. That's all you need to do. Just start paying a little bit more attention. Make a note of the things that you have. Make a note of the things that you're doing when you open a trade, and then take that information and cross-reference with what you have as the end result. Okay, so you take the end result and you look at what you've written down, and you look at the two, put them together, and you say, right, how could I improve on this trade? Okay, so I hope you found this insightful. We are going to be adding additional videos, and we are going to be delving deeper into trading psychology, and how to implement some things. But ultimately, like I said, it's a personal thing. It boils down to, if you get nothing from this video other than this one simple thing, then I'll be happy. Trading psychology is a personal thing. It's something that you personally need to work on yourself.